Welcome to YakAttack, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a MightyMount XL perch pad install on this Bonafide SS107. So I'm going to go ahead and get you guys to come around here where you can see things a little bit better, and we'll get started. All right, so if any of you guys are familiar with the Bonafide SS series kayaks, they feature a piece of deck pad right here on this gunnel beside the seat. I believe it was originally intended for you to stand on, but I don't see a lot of people doing that. But it's a great place for a piece of track. And me personally, I'm really getting into the track packs. And so I'm gonna be mounting track packs on either side of my seat here with this install. So the first thing you wanna do is select the size track that you want. So for this build, I'm going with the 12-inch GridLoc MightyMount XL. And as you can see here, the 12-inch piece, and only the 12, is gonna come with this tab right here in the middle. Now this is here intentionally. This is to prevent the track from squishing in or spreading out on you during the installation process. So you want to make sure you leave this in until the installation is complete. But from there, what you want to do is figure out exactly where you want to put the piece of track. So I'm going to get mine centered right here in the middle of that pad. Another thing real quick with the pad, these I recently replaced, so they are on here. They're pretty new. The boat hasn't spent a lot of time out in the sun getting baked on yet. But if you have an older Bonafide that's seen a few seasons, or any deck pad for that matter, you want to make sure you leave this thing outside on a good warm day, or get a heat gun and warm up the adhesive before you try peeling anything off. Otherwise, it's going to come off in about 30 pieces, and that's going to be a pain in the butt, and you want to avoid that. But the way I like to start here is I like to get a couple drywall screws to hold this in place while I cut out the deck pad beneath it, so we can do that nice pretty inlay. So get a Phillips head bit here, make sure I've got the piece of track right where I want it. Then I'm going to send this drywall screw down through all of it to hold it in place. I'm going to get a second one, and I'm going to come down here to the opposite corner and do the same thing. This is going to keep the GridLoc MightyMount XL in place while you cut it out. If you try tape or anything like that, it's going to inevitably slide around on you. So this is the way I like to do it, and it has worked for everyone that I've done. All right, so that looks good and even. So the next step is the fun part. You want to get yourself a good sharp X-Acto knife. And I have an extra blade here just in case, but this one is fairly new. But the adhesive that's on the deck pad will start to gum up on the blade and dull it as you go. So it's nice to have an extra just to be on the safe side. This is where you want to take your time. I don't like to put it here and do one long drag. I mean, that just opens the door for that thing slipping and getting off. So I kind of like to saw very, very slowly around the outside of this so I get a good tight cut, so I have a good tight fit when I install this piece of track. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I've made one pass around. I'm gonna go ahead and make a second pass to make sure it is fully cut all the way around here before I move this track and peel it out. One thing to note, do not push too hard on this when you're dragging through. You don't wanna gouge the top of your gunnel here more than necessary. It's gonna happen a little bit, which is okay, but you don't wanna overdo it. So I'm gonna make a second pass here. Make sure everything is cut in nice. All right, that should be good. So now I'm going to remove these two drywall screws, remove the piece of track, and then try to peel this out in one piece. For the moment of truth, we'll start here at the back. Oh yeah. All right, so this is best case scenario right here, for it to all come out like this. This is great. This does not always happen, but that's what you want it to look like. All right, so got some burrs here from the screw. I'm gonna knock that off so it's not uneven. And I'm just gonna clean up any of these little bits that didn't cut very well. All right, now it's time for a test fit. Like a glove. All right, so that's what you want it to look like. So I'm gonna start back here with the 2 pilot holes we have already from the drywall screws. And this is where you're gonna want a 1/8 inch drill bit. So you can start drilling these holes. And again, do not drill all these holes at the same time. You wanna start here on your corners. And then I like to kind of go every other one and work my way around, and then come back and fill in the middle. All right. I get some of these number 10 screws and get these first 2 in place. And I know we tell you guys not to use power tools, but you know, a lot of people are going to do that anyways. So what you'd like to have ideally is a variable speed drill where you can turn the torque settings down really low so you don't accidentally over tighten it. If you're really careful, you can do it with an impact as well. All right, so we've got the first 2 in. We'll start working our way around. All right, so we've got every other screw in. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit the ones that we skipped. All right, so we have the deck pad cut out on this side. We have the MightyMount XL installed, and all the screws have been drilled and installed as well. So this piece is pretty much good to go. So the last part is gonna be getting that tab out of the middle. And it's real simple. You pop it up, bend it back and forth a few times, it comes right out. So now we have a nice piece of track here on this side for, you know, whatever you like. Again, I'm gonna utilize some track packs here. I'm gonna spin the boat around and we're gonna do the other side. All right, so we have the MightyMount XLs installed on both sides. We have our quick release brackets for our track packs on there. So there's one thing left to do. And that's get that track pack in place with all the good stuff. Hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, have a great day.